So Get Hard, which is the new film starring Will Ferrell.
I've seen the poster.
Have you?
Yes.
And?
It's a poster that says, Mark's going to hate this.
Yeah, and there's a funny thing. I did a blog about this, about whether or not I had prejudged the movie. I knew for a fact that it had played at South by Southwest and had caused some controversy. But I know nobody believes me. I do genuinely go into these films with an open mind, and it's not true that just anything which has got Will Ferrell or Kevin Hart. I actually think Kevin Hart's quite funny sometimes, is just necessarily awful. So setup is Will Ferrell is a businessman who is done for embezzling. He's sort of been framed for inside, for some business thing. And to make an example of him, they're going to send him to prison for 10 years. And it being the American system, he doesn't go immediately. He's got some time before. And he realizes that if he goes to prison, he's going to be horribly subject to, and I'm sorry, this is just the plot of the film. This is the plot of the film. I'm sorry, there's no other way of saying this. He thinks, oh, I'm going to go to prison and I am therefore going to be raped in prison. And how am I going to avoid that? I know, I have to ask. And again, this is the plot of the film. I have to ask the only black man I know, which is played by Kevin Hart, who watched his car, to teach me how to behave in prison. Now, that's the setup. Here's a clip.
Wait, what happened to my tennis court?
James, you will no longer refer to this area as a tennis court. From this point on, this is the yard. Understand something, James? The yard is the most deadliest part of prison. You gotta step carefully, because if you step in the wrong place at the wrong time, you'll end up in the wrong territory. For a person like you that can't fight, it's not a good thing, James. It's not a good thing at all.
Okay, Darnell.
Who's Darnell?
You are.
My name is Leroy. Yeah, I suggest you walk, white boy.
All right.
Walk!
I'm walking.
Turn around and walk.
I'm walking.
Hey, that's it. You got a problem, gringo?
Darnell, what are you doing?
Darnell? Who's Darnell, let's say? You're looking at Carlos.
Okay.
I suggest you walk wherever you came from, let's say, before you have a problem.
I just was trying to leave that area.
Go back where you belong.
I don't know where I belong.
Leave him alone. You belong with me.
I don't want that.
Now that's one of the clips from the movie that we can play.
Are the others full of cursing?
Well, the others are full of the thing that I said. I actually don't want to dwell on this but the thing that I said before, which the movie is about, yes, those two subjects, homosexual rape and ironic racism, those are the two central gags of the film, and you'd really have to be quite an extraordinary film to manage to do that without being just jaw-droppingly wrong in every way. And so in the interest of fairness, I did laugh twice. I laughed once at a joke about the Notebook, which Kevin Hart delivers. And once there was a joke with Will Ferrell in which somebody says, I had no choice, it was you or me. And he says, well, that sounds like a choice. Other than that, I literally sat there thinking, this is the point that somebody has to storm the projection box, right? Because I'm genuinely flabbergasted. Now, I appear to be different from some critics. Some critics, having heard about the fuss that the film caused when it first played, and people saying, it's racist and it's homophobic, that when they saw it, they said, oh, actually, it isn't that bad. I thought it was. I thought it was that bad. And one of the reasons I was conscious of how bad it was because I wasn't laughing. And I think that if you're laughing at something, it can take greater liberties with its, it'd be one thing to say that the problem with the film was it's politically incorrect. And then, well, sometimes being politically incorrect can be funny. Unfunny political incorrectness is like just the cocktail of awfulness. And I just sat there, just stony faced, just with the exception, as I said, did laugh twice. And I laughed out loud at the joke about the Notebook, which is quite early on. And I thought, oh, it's making a Nick Sparks joke. This is fine. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. You get that sort of Brits, okay, we're going to be all right. And then we were so not. I can't remember which novel it is. There's a novel which has the line. He said, everything's going to be all right. And then the line goes, but it wasn't. Nothing was ever going to be all right again.